Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of the Lyrically Acclaimed Podcast. I'm your host, Ill-minded Tazz. And to the right of me, I have the one and only ARCHIE man, Archie Boy in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
And welcome back to the left of me. You know who he is, the smooth talking, one and only Uncle D.
Yeah.
See, Uncle D trying to kill us this day. We gonna get right to it.
I don't know if y'all can read what's on the.
If y'all can't read,
Boy.
Uncle D decides, I'm gonna look this in the camera in y'all faces. Uncle D decides we're drinking 151. What is it called? Porter's Superior West Indian Rum. I don't even know what this is.
I don't even think it said it's made somewhere in California.
I could see that.
Boy.
If y'all don't understand, if you it's 75% alcohol. We're drinking gasoline. And he wants to take shots. So
Shots.
And drag race off of
Jesus.
about 2 jugs of that shit.
We could put that in my car now. I bet y'all get good fuel.
All right, let's clink up.
All right. Episode 21, baby.
There we go.
777.
What the fuck? Oh, that's nice.
What?
Like the initial heat.
It was a nice little smooth, but then when it hit the back of my throat, it turned into like a firework.
Nah, I got the heat first, then the smoothness came in. So
Yeah, some kind of sweetness in it. But
yeah, it's not that bad. Come on.
Shut your ass up.
No, the back of my throat was. And now
It
it's
is
look.
bad.
The heat is getting us like.
I mean,
I
I'm
might
sweating.
start sweating.
I'm sweating already.
He said I'm already
It's
sweating.
like, it tastes good, but I'm sweating.
I guess you know what? I ain't gonna lie though. It's gonna taste good with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna taste good with that. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and get me
We gonna
one.
get this started. Mm-hmm.
Whew. I have to get that taste out of my mouth because that was wild. But besides that, D trying to kill us.
Just trying to have a good time. Y'all know me.
Is it just floating on top of the water?
Yes, it is.
Christ.
How's everybody's week been going? How's everybody's days been going?
I'm working hard like a slave. Well, then again, I'm just driving. So,
I mean,
how hard am I actually working?
a little more plash. There you go. And I mean, it's been about normal. Had some more conversations and stuff about change and shit this week. So, you know what I mean.
Okay.
What about you, man?
Besides today,
think that
and that shot.
That shot taking him out.
Boy, it's been a nice, cool week. Can't complain about it. Yeah, everything's been smooth. You know what I mean? Dealing with usual. Mm-hmm. So,
Oh, my bad, brother.
No, you cool.
golly.
Yeah, I'm just prepping to move soon. You know.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, good.
Well,
Change is on the foot. Yeah,
changes. Facts.
If you don't like where you at, just move.
Yeah, real talk.
Facts. That's a true statement right there.
I've been having some good conversations about all types of good change.
He made my beer taste nasty.
Y'all ain't never gonna let me pick the
Not that shit.
Hey, to be honest, even though that's stronger, it has a more even feel
pass me Coke.
than that damn. What is that shit? That grander. That shit hit hard as hell, and it stayed in the back. But this one kind of slowly fades out. It's not too terrible.
This is something you sip on slowly.
Yep. Damn right, I'm sipping on.
Yeah, that's
Coke
why I
too.
made sure I poured more Coke in this motherfucker than anything.
Be careful.
God damn.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Did I pour any soda in that thing?
Like, this shit just made it stronger.
All right, bartender.
Hold up.
I might have been a little too heavy.
Hold on.
Nah, ain't
Nope.
no way, bro.
Bartender
That
one.
shit was stronger than the shot.
Hold on.
Hold on, bro.
Hold on. Oh,
Nah,
I ain't gonna lie, he ain't lying. It's way stronger than the shot.
ain't no way.
I'm gonna tell you
Pour
why.
more Coke than fucking thing, and this shit's stronger.
You want me to tell you why?
Why?
Higher proof of alcohol, you need to go water or seltzer water or tonic water.
This man now telling me this shit.
Yeah, you know what? You wanted to say you want to have a good time. It's gonna hit you.
All right.
We ain't been. Yeah, you know what? Uncle D ain't been here for a couple of episodes. Man, let him cut loose.
Yeah, you got to.
Let him cut loose.
He cut loose a lot. This is the first time he make me not take a drink for this one. This was it.
I mean, we took the initial shot, you know.
Yeah, frick that.
Boy, I know. Once I get
Let's
here,
end these wrong.
yeah, I must have just put this bitch out to the side.
When you see me just put the cup in the corner,
Just
He
know.
said everything is over after that.
Just know, I'm gonna be sleeping great tonight.
oh yeah, shit.
All right.
D, you been missing
what
for a
we-
minute.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
been on your mind, bro?
the fucking fun that y'all been having without me.
Well, you know.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
did you
I
think of
don't know.
What did you think of that episode?
Man, I
the
mean, even
last
though
one?
I know our current setup, I couldn't really fully join. I'd have been that man in the background anyway. But, nah, that was a nice episode, yo. 222 and Jay back on.
Yeah, I felt like it was one of. We got to really. It felt like we got to really talk hip hop, like definitely with other people, like you know what I'm saying, like with Jay and getting to know two really well was like that was. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, and that's what I like is hearing the stories of artists we get on, or just whoever, not just artists. 'Cause we don't stop at just artists.
Yeah,
Whoever we have on, I just like hearing their story.
It's good to hear their stories because at the end of the day, you get to know the people. And like the one thing I like about us is that the fact of the matter is we are tapping in not with just artists, promoters, photographers, fans. Because honestly speaking, I have no problem with anybody coming on the podcast once they can have a conversation. You know what I mean? And that's the whole purpose of this whole situation is to have a conversation, and no matter where it goes. Because if anybody knows us, we'll talk hip hop. And then we'll talk health. We'll talk mental health. We'll talk about shit that's going on in reality of it. You know what I mean? Because behind the music, we are all people.
yeah.
Nerds.
Oh, we're nerds. We'll talk anime. You know what I mean?
I don't know about me, but you guys for sure.
The one that comes and say we introduced him back to anime. Y'all can roll that clip back if y'all need to.
I don't know what they talking about.
We'll roll that clip back as a thing.
No,
But at the end of the day, that's what it is. We are all, you know what I mean? Sometimes people can't differentiate between, you know, fanship and superstardom and realizing that reality, everybody's human.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everybody go through a lot of different situations. Right. So that's why for me, it's always good to hear, you know, everybody's story that comes in and have a good time. You know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of this. It's not really... I like to say not really interview-ish. It's just to have a good time and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And, you know, drink high-proof rum.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what we do out here. You feel me?
Hey, look, lessons were learned today. All right.
Look, you know, I feel like one thing about, like, our growth so far with this podcast is, like, every episode, and I made that post when I shared the episode, but I mean it. Every episode is probably the best episode. Like, we're always getting better. Our conversations are getting better. It don't matter what we talk about, you know.
That's a fact.
Like we're making the strides that we actually wanted, man. And for us to be at 21 episodes,
yeah, to me personally, that's a goal like a lot of people can't make. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I feel like now we in this realm of it. If you don't know what you're going to talk about, or if you can't find something to talk about, then the podcast dies. Yeah. But, you know, for us, we keep finding things to talk about every week.
That's because we be talking for hours anyway off mic.
So it brings up a lot of ideas and a lot of subjects to talk about, you know what I mean? Besides the music and, you know, the entertainment business is always entertaining. You feel me? Yeah. There's a lot of things that's going on.
And before we really get deep into whatever we got today, I want to thank everybody who listens, who subscribes, who follows, who leaves a comment, who shares. Man, y'all really helping us out when y'all do stuff like that, and it's important. We trying to be the biggest, best podcast in West Texas for hip hop, and not only hip hop but other topics. But man, we really appreciate y'all helping us out.
Yeah, shout outs to the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
appreciate everything.
Y'all keep us going. You feel me? Y'all keep us going every week. Y'all keep us going, and that's one thing I appreciate. And you know, y'all keep Uncle D coming back.
Yeah. Put it in the comments. Get your ass back, Uncle D.
Tell him again. Shout it out loud. You feel me? Uncle D need to come back to work. Yeah. This part-time shit. We ain't asked for part-timers.
So what is we gonna get into today, though?
Huh? Go ahead.
I've been noticing something this week, kind of, you know, my nerd realm, and you know, in games, it's just a weird thing that's going on. So, you know, I told you about the game Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I don't know, dudes just be weird, bro. Like, you could create your character, and there's other, you know, characters in it. What I'm noticing is dudes, and I feel like it's mostly these PC players. If it is console players, then
it's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. But they're basically taking the female characters and modding the game to where they're barely wearing anything or adjusting the body type to wear from what the devs made it. Yeah. And it's at a point it gets weird. It's like
it's not a point. It's like we got a point where everything's getting overly sexualized.
Yeah, everything's overly freaked out for sure.
And that's, to me personally, it's taken away. Like, seeing it really and truly nowadays is like it's taken away from the game itself, and not just the game. It's taken away from movies. It's taken away from anime. It's taken away from a lot of these things because it's like, to me, I don't understand why do we need it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like in anime, I don't even know when it really started. I guess the first time, you know, they call it fan service. But, yeah, I guess it started when I first noticed it was Dragon Ball. No.
Well, because Dragon Ball, I think there's some you freaked out stuff with Bulma.
Bulma was young. But in the manga, it was wild for Dragon Ball itself with him and Bulma.
I mean, even on the video, you had him slapping it on
the patty cake. The patty cake. Yeah,
you know what? To be honest, everything is like overly sexualized, overly freaked out. Like, just think about the shit going on. Why are we in Shannon Sharp's business right now?
Facts.
Why we, you know what I'm saying? Think about how abundant OnlyFans and stuff is now, and
but
websites and stuff like that. It's like
corn.
Well, excuse me, corn websites. Corn. Might have to bleep that one. You know, I mean, it is wild, like, man, because I remember being like back when I was young and getting on the, you had to like search. Yeah. You had to go into your big cousin's room and steal a CD or a magazine. You know what I'm saying?
And now it's like it's very accessible for everybody. Yeah. But you know what wiles me out, especially with OnlyFans, is that, you know, when you're growing up, it was like that forbidden thing that everybody wanted to do. Like, oh my God, you will never see me do this, or I won't do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you just thought about it.
No, but even like, you would think about it, but at the end of the day, it's not like you would really go and do it. And the females wise, but now it's like, damn near, like, if all else fails, or fuck it, like, if this person doing it and I see what they making, then we're here. Yeah, it's like you can't go nowhere without really realizing.
You just said, you reminded me of something that I seen Bars share. He said, "Man, selling cat's supposed to be the last option." Yeah, it's like, which is true, man. It
seems like it's the first option nowadays.
But think about it. Like, all right, I go back to Shannon Sharp. I don't know if this is true or not, and I don't want to say that I believe or I don't believe.
Disclaimer,
I have
this
my
is just
own
opinions. This is all opinions.
Is an opinion. But let's say, you know how easy it is for a woman to say, like, "Hey, man, this and this happened to me," to a rich dude just to get a bag. Yeah. And because we can't act like that doesn't ever happen.
Facts.
Yeah, because the probability of it isn't zero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Out of all the cases and stuff. Definitely with rich guys, which it ain't zero on the other side either, because obviously, you know, men can be gross as fuck sometimes, but like situations like this, it's kind of like, dang, man, just to get a bag, you willing to do this, you willing to do that, you willing to, you know. To me, it's a wild time to be alive. Let me put it like that. You know what I mean?
It is wild. Sorry, my whole thing about it though is like, sometimes I think, how did we get here? You feel me? It's like, how did we get
escalated
here?
Real quick,
bro. It felt like literally
internet.
the internet. Like it really felt like, to me, it's like, I don't even know. I can't even tell you when OnlyFans was really introduced, really. And I also feel like it's really during the COVID era where we didn't.
That's when it blew up.
That's when it blew up, and then like nobody had nothing to do.
I want to say I remember OnlyFans coming out, and at first it was famous people on there. It was like Beyonce and stuff like that. You can
because ain't that what it was for? Just for to connect with the fans and give them something special.
I don't remember exactly. I want to say that was probably like 2017, 2018 when it really started like going. Because I remember stuff like that, like, but. I don't know exactly when it just became to straight up. Corn
site.
Yeah,
sorry. Corn.
Beep beep.
Corn site. We trying, guys.
Struggling.
This is gonna be a hard conversation at the end.
But when I first heard of it, it's like it was already on that level of just.
That's when a lot of us, well, for me too, it's the same thing. It's like that's when we've really heard about it. Like the introduction of it was that. It went from IG models that were doing their thing, and then it just went more explicit.
Oh, I didn't even.
Because really and truly, it's like
as soon as I heard about it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like it really was starting like with IG model, because it was like that IG model era where we started seeing all these baddies come on and IG and whatever, and then OnlyFans came. Oh, it was already here, and they put themselves on OnlyFans, and then it went from just seeing IG models to now you seeing everything from this model. Whereas like, okay, what is happening?
Well, you know what? Just think about it. All right, so for me, objectively thinking about it, for a woman who's on a model, quote unquote, on IG, right? If you figure out like, you know what, I know I got a half of my followers, or more than half of my followers are men, then obviously I know what they're following me for. Why not give them something exclusive? I can make big bank off of it. That's, I mean, on one level,
a business type thing.
Yeah, it's a business. These women are like, man, I done found a way to make a bag. You know what I'm saying? They looking at me for my body anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So why not capitalize on that? Yeah, True. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that shows the other women like, oh, I look good too. So why don't I do it? And then now we kind of get to where we are now. You know what I mean?
You can't even tell the difference of you scroll through how many pages and you can't tell who's not doing OnlyFans. It's like you see them in something. You could be wearing a nice dress, like they look good in it, but then in the back of your mind is like, does she do OnlyFans?
I ain't gonna lie.
And then you see the link, and then it's like OnlyFans.
Damn. You're like, damn, right there in the bio.
It's like you're playing Russian roulette. And that's some shit with links. Like you play Russian roulette.
Nah, I done got hit. I done been on TikTok and like, oh man, they got some good music opinions. God damn, OnlyFans in this level, you done got me, motherfucker.
And there's some of them that be like doing art type shit, and the art's nice, you know. They still like dressing in tight clothes or something revealing. So you got that thing, and he's like, please just have art or whatever you're doing, and you click. I mean, sometimes I found that they actually, you know,
they're just promoting themselves.
They actually promoting whatever it is they promoting.
Yeah,
and it's not no OnlyFans shit.
Well, all right. So
it's like a
toss up. Like I said, it's like playing Russian roulette on it. Like really and truly.
So I kind of had this thought, right? So it might be a little deep, but because like I think about our society, right, and just American society. All right, so we've had over the years, definitely 2020, you had a big movement of pro-feminism and stuff, like women just being this and that. And then out of that era also comes stuff like this. But then now you have this era where you have a bunch of, what do they call them, incels, stuff like that, or whatever you want to call them. Dudes who sit in their basement at their mama's house all day,
and that's all they do.
On a computer, hating women,
oh shit,
commenting on Twitter. Those type of guys.
That's how they try to predict. Not predict. They make nerds look out to be.
Yeah,
fat ass motherfucker in the basement.
Yeah, So I'm thinking. So over the eras, right? you had this boom of feminism. Women started being more comfortable and being like, you know what, I can capitalize off of this, blah, blah, blah. Then you got more guys who are at home seeing these women online and feeling like, damn, I'll never get a woman. This is because
this will be the closest.
Honestly, most people are on the internet, an unhealthy amount. So then you got these guys online, and then now they're sitting there like, I can't get women outside, but I know I can connect with this model, and they're feeling some type of connection with that. You know what I mean? Because I log into OnlyFans or whatever. I pay a little bit of this. She talks to me. I pay a little bit. It's some type of connection, which then in turn, creates whatever incel. But my question is like, where does this take our society? Like, you get what I'm saying? Because as normal people, because at some point this shit is desensitizing us to like
this is
over freaked out stuff, over sexualized stuff, like real talk. Like, because the more you go online or whatever, it's just there. Like, go on Twitter. Go on Twitter.
Go on Facebook.
Go on Facebook. If you ever see something says, check the comments. Don't check the comments. You already know. Yeah, but like, so that's, because it seems like to me the world. I don't know if it's geared towards men or some conspiracy. I don't want to get into nothing like that. But it seems like, man, men are starting to get more and more addicted and stuff to stuff like this. Even to the point where on TikTok, there's a dude who's trying to he's like, man, back in the day, I used to be this, that, and the third, and I see what's going on, so I'm trying to tell these young ones, don't, y'all need to get yourself right. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. And I'm like, you need a motivational
speaker for this?
Yeah, and this dude got a lot of followers, and you see people on Twitter making posts, man, men need to stop gooning, stuff like. I'll be like, Jesus Christ, it's got to that point.
It's like, to me, it's like now we just living in a fantasy.
I feel like it's more business.
Transaction, yeah.
Like the women that's doing this, they're doing it for the bag, or whatever their reason is. It could be whatever. But at the end of the day, it's money focused.
Yeah,
dudes is willing to spend that money, and until dudes is stop spending the money to connect with these women, it's gonna keep happening.
That's true. But
it's also, like I said, it's like they live in a fantasy, because like you said, if on a normal basis you're gonna see a shorty and she's out there and she's a baddie and whatever the case may be, you can't talk to her or you won't even get a chance. The other option is if she's on OnlyFans or whatever, she's giving you the attention that probably in person you would never get. So now you're living out a fantasy by literally speaking transactional. If it's anything like, whatever it is she's asking for, or videos, pictures, or whatever the case may be, everything is a fantasy now, because now you feel like the connection, y'all conversating. You pay her something, she probably send you a video, and if it's geared up towards you or whatever the case may be, now it's like, okay, cool. Like, I feel like this, it's like that, it feels like that virtual reality, like, yo, this girl is mine.
A digital strip club.
Pretty much.
Bro, because you go to the strip club. You know how many dudes go to the strip club and they get hypnotized and they really think that stripper like them? There's a lot of people like that.
There's people like that.
There's a lot of dudes that they fall in love with the stripper and they realize you're just transactional. This is all. That's their job. Their job is to.
I ain't gonna lie. One time I went to the strip club was in
San Ann.
San Ann. I took out a bunch of money. Went to the girl on stage, started throwing money at her. She was dancing on me, and I'm like,
sometimes you want
$20 in. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah,
bro, and it's not like I'm enjoying the view. She's shaking her ass on me, doing all type of shit, and I'm just dollar. After 20, I'm just like,
you really just spent $20 for a shorty to shake her ass, like, really, truly.
Hey, look. First off, sorry to my girl. If you listen to this, you're just glad to hear this. Me, myself, personally, I've enjoyed a strip club or two. I look at it like this. As a man, you as a man, we're walking around daily, Usually you gotta interact with women if you want to spit game, take them on a date, whatever, before you get to a point. Strip club is just from here to here. You know what I'm saying? So you like, okay. So for me, when I go to a strip club, it's like, all right, I see somebody bad, she up on the pole. I'm gonna throw a little money to make sure she come my way if she do. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, I'm the type of dude that goes to a strip club and has a good time because I don't see it as like I know what I'm there for. You know what I mean?
The thing is,
I'm there to spend money.
You see what I would rather like being at the strip club.
Which I don't go to the strip club no more. I haven't been in a while.
Yeah, I haven't. I said my wife knows. It was crazy. Yeah. She encouraged me. She said, "Make sure I pay. Spend a little bit on them girls." I'm like,
oh, see, that
should fuck with my head.
Supportive. Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. That should fuck with my head because I'm like, why the hell? Because
why would you want me to spend on another woman?
Bro, my wife, she don't want no woman come close to me or anything like that. But she come. I told her I was going. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Hey, make sure throw some dollars on." I'm like, why would you want me
to do that,
knowing what they're giving back? I'm like,
because she know they don't really like you. You know,
that's what I'm saying. There's a difference, though. Like I said,
they don't really want you. You ain't like leaving with one of them.
Everything is transactional because at the end of the day, it's not just you. It's the guy next to you, the next guy on this side. So it's not just you. It's
I would rather pay for the dance than just throw the dollars on stage.
Yeah,
feels more private.
Yeah, something more private. Because now you're not out there making a whole grandstand. Yeah, like, hey, look at me.
That shit when you throwing money on stage, that's for them niggas that just want to show off.
Yeah,
I'd rather just get that private dance. Yeah, shit feel personal.
See, me personally, I feel like if a woman. Like, if we as men gonna go to a place that is known to objectify women, and then the woman's gonna be up there for us to objectify, we at least gotta make sure she leave with a bag. You know what I'm saying? Which, as much of a bag as I can help. Like, if I bring a X amount of money in there, I plan on spending an X amount of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what I came with.
Yeah.
once I reach my limit, I'm like,
once I hit that last 100, I'm like, it's probably time to go.
Yeah, finish my beer and let me go.
Yeah. So like,
man, she's working. She
that's
her
came
job. To do her job, and
shit.
Why not? She needs to get paid.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. But now that it's more open to the public, as on the internet, right? Anybody can get on the internet. Not anybody can get into a strip club.
True.
You got to be a certain age. You got to be a 15-year-old who stole his mom's credit card could get on OnlyFans and lie about his age. You get what I'm saying? Or can go on Twitter. Just think about that. 15-year-old, 13-year-old, make a Twitter account, make his shit's anonymous, and then he can go in there and see whatever the fuck he want to see.
See, that's where things get scary, though.
Yeah,
that's where a lot of that is scary because at the end of the day,
Twitter got no rules.
Yeah,
it's a wild.
But you also got to think about it too. Like if
it's the accessibility
of it, and then the fact of the matter is, all you have to do is just put in a date. Because think about it, you can search it and find it, and then not only that, like say like the OnlyFans or you're creating a Twitter just to do this. All you got to do is go back for 18 years or even down to you just put your date was 2000. Don't do it, kids. Do not do it. But you know what I mean, but I'm just saying as an example, that's all you have to do, and then you have the access. It's right there. But that's the scary thing because when you like for us being fathers is like
that's what I was about to say.
That's where it comes into is like
technology for
it's like how can that be preventative for our kids? You know what I mean? Because now it's everywhere. Like I said, it's damn near everywhere. We see it in video games. Like we were saying, hell, you see these guys talking about it for comic books and movies where the fact that
fucking Fantastic Four trailer just dropped.
And
dudes are arguing
about
the breast size of the fucking Silver Surfer.
Yeah. That's where it gets ridiculous now because like, come on, bro.
And look, and the main thing in hip hop, we hear about it
all the time.
Literally, I was jamming to that new shit that Young Thug and Future just dropped, Money on Money or something like that. But every other lyric was about I'm your chick or you know what I'm saying? Just like dang, like and I don't know if it's because I just think the way I do, but I'm like, damn, I notice shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then when I go to my son, when he's 13, 14, I be like, damn, do I keep this shit from him? Like my daughter, right? She's 8. You know what I'm saying? How in the hell? Like we was riding, listening to the radio, and that one J. Carlo song came on. That I don't like no whips,
yeah.
But she know the words to it, and I know she don't know what the song's about. But I'm sitting there like,
when she understands,
yeah, like what the fuck, like you know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's the like, cause all right, as an expression, and as Americans, we should be free to express ourselves, right? I'm not saying we need to shut motherfuckers up, but I'm just saying, like, damn, with it's so widespread. It's in the anime, it's into fucking hip hop, it's in the music, it's in the games, it's everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's like
and you can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it.
And parental controls don't work no more because they know how to get around it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah. See, and it's like, man, so what do? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to set your son up to be some dude, or your daughter to be. You don't want to set your son up to be a guy who objectifies women and sees them only as a. I can't say that. And then you don't want to set your daughter up to be a woman who is just only objectified. So it's like, damn. But those are some in today's society. It's almost that's the only
like the narrative that's being.
That's the only idols they have.
And that's the scary thing. We don't know how to fully protect them from that.
Yeah, I mean,
when we was growing up, it was easy because we grew up in the age where we didn't have technology, even internet itself, and then we grew into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, growing up in the 90s and then going into the. Like, I remember the first time we got a computer, I was like, oh shit, we rich.
What was that? I was in elementary school when we got our first computer.
Yeah.
When I tell you I did not try to leave the house.
Yeah.
Before that, I was outside. As my mom said, go outside. I bet. I'm outside doing whatever.
Yeah, bro.
When that computer came in the house.
Hey, see, that's the difference between then. That's when you have to plug the dial-up in.
Oh, that shit.
You had to plug dial-up.
Bro.
Dial-up.
When I tell you I was mad when mom had to use the phone, bro.
Yeah, you had to take it off. Like.
But see, man, those are the days too, because it was like, even back then, right? But I remember by the time I got to SJ and I was in like the 8th grade, I remember being able to hop from MySpace. We'll be at school. Everybody be like, man, y'all seen that one video? You'd be like, what? So you go home and be just, and next thing you know, it's just, you got to scroll through a bunch of pages. Now, kids go to school, you seen that video, or all they got to do is hit Reddit. You know what I'm saying?
Reddit is a dangerous ass place.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like, you thought Twitter was bad? Reddit.
With different
something
pages.
else.
Like, I understand, like, I can, from two perspectives, right? Mm-hmm. I understand as a parent why Texas was trying to make sites age limited, right? You need to show proof. But also from just an American's point of view, like, as in, like, damn, like, y'all trying to regulate the internet. Yeah. It's weird, like, it's like, damn, like, you can't have it both.
It's a double edge.
Yeah, you can't have both things at the same time. So it's either you give up a little bit of your rights to make sure everything's okay, and your kids are okay, or you fight the power so your kids are able to have the freedom in the future. It's like, what the fuck, bro? You get what I'm saying? It's like, damn.
I say most Americans would rather pick freedom over.
Not all of them. Not every American. Like, why do you?
I know it's not everybody. Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
a good majority.
We pick and choose. We pick and choose what we want to.
Yeah,
have.
That's true.
Yeah.
We there's certain things we're like, yeah, take control of that shit.
Yeah.
Watch me on a camera all you want, as long as I'm safe. And there's certain other things we're like, hell no. It's because niggas don't want nobody seeing their search history. That's what it is. You don't want the internet regulated because you'd be sitting there if they pulled you up. So, Mr. Smith, so we went through your Google search. You were in incognito, but we found, what is this big booty Latinas. You be like, oh shit! You fucking go to get a job application and they're like, yeah, we were gonna pull up your Google search information.
That would be wild. Oh,
that's scary as hell, bro.
That would be wild.
Yeah, under the law,
nobody getting hired for a lot of people ain't getting hired after that.
Yeah, just think. But see, that's why you gotta. That's why, to me, you gotta fight against the government trying to overreach with. Like, yes, as an adult, as a grown man, I feel like I do not want my kids getting on TikTok, getting on fucking Instagram, getting on Twitter, and seeing the things that they shouldn't be seeing. Like, you know, like for my son, we got him YouTube, right? We got YouTube Kids. Even that shit, bro. Like, it's YouTube supposed to be for kids.
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
tapping
these
in different, bro.
But look, you'll have one day we were sitting there, and this might be a little off topic about what we were talking about, but it's kind of in the same realm, right? We were sitting there listening, just sitting there watching TV, and we hear him watching YouTube Kids, and all of a sudden you hear it's supposed to be this ABC video, and it's like it's talking about death, kill, hatred, and it's like what the like when I'm talking about my head snapped, like what the hell are you? I'm talking about they're using the words death, like in a like dark voice. It's like, and then I grabbed the video. It's just a video of some kiddie shit, and you're like, no, they're putting videos on there and then they're selling it as some. There's nobody checking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm seeing.
It's crazy because I upload our videos and it asks you, "Is this for kids?"
Yeah.
So there's people.
There's blatantly
when you
people.
think about it, there would be people doing that type of shit.
Look,
But you see, but with that being said, there should be something with the fact that somebody's just like for us, when like how they could come ahead and when we doing tailgate sessions and they could tell us, oh, we can't use this or this could be
because of the music,
or whatever. There should be a way to go like if somebody's putting up a video for a kid's video and that's the one thing that you're hearing: death, kill, hate this, hate that. This is a kid video.
Yeah.
And on YouTube Kids itself, they should be more sensitive. They should be more sensitized to this shit because like, whoa, what are they saying?
Yeah.
Nah, we got to take this out because there's no way why are we pushing this. You know what I mean?
Humans checking it, then how they gonna know?
And look, have y'all ever seen the YouTube Kids app? It's a different app from YouTube. It's kind of linked, but it's a different app. When you sign on to it, there's these little cartoon characters that are dancing. It's geared for kids. So you think as an adult, you're like, oh, this is good. You know, you might go through and be like, you can set the age limits. You can go and like, oh, I only want shows for my child who's 3 to 4 range. Right?
Yeah.
You can do that, but you have these sick motherfuckers in the world who will manipulate stuff like that because I don't know if y'all remember this. It was a while back. This was like a few years back. Remember that cat? There was this cat app. I want to say it was called the Tom app.
Yeah, Tomcat or whatever. Yeah.
And people were like hacking into it and talking to their people's kids through that app. I remember it being like a big. I was like, "Yo, there's always going to be." And see,
even they did it in what's that one? Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox.
Roblox was another one that that a lot of the
Minecraft.
The adults was because Roblox is more of a community based game.
Yeah.
Where they everybody can meet up and whatever, do like little challenges or whatever. But I remember when that popped out too, where they were saying that there were adults on there that were literally talking to kids, and they was talking explicitly to kids about certain things where it's like, why? Like, what is? I think my whole thing is why. How can I put it?
See, the scary thing about that. And I don't know, it should in line with what you're talking about. But the Alexa, like the home monitoring systems, people are hacking into that, watching and talking to people's kids.
Oh Lord, it's time to burn all the technology, guys. Fuck AI, fuck the internet, fuck Instagram. It's time to burn it all, bro.
It happened sometime in the middle of last year. That's when I seen the video. Like there was a babysitter. And I guess she left the room for like probably just to use the bathroom or something. I don't know. But the kid was there, and then a voice started coming through the
Alexa.
Yeah, and it's talking normal, like it's an adult, talking to the kid all types of way and type shit. And I guess the babysitter overheard it when she was coming back. Yo, shit was like somebody actually talking to you through your home.
See, but my whole thing is, what do you get out of this?
Man, like, some of these people are. Look, this kind of goes back. It's weird, man. You know, you got the weird. Y'all know the word I'm not saying.
Yeah,
you got weird folks out there, and and I think. Hear me out here. Like, there's motherfuckers. The way society is going now is desensitizing people to fucking accept. This is a conspiracy theory. I'm gonna put it like that. It's desensitizing people to kind of get you to the point. Because I remember listening to this conversation. Right, it was like, as a man, right? You let's say you're locked in a room and all you do all day is watch this and that, big booty Latinas, right, or whatever, right? And then sooner or later you're gonna want you get tired of that. The dopamine level done hit. So now you want to try something different. Now you want to try something different. Now you want to try something different. You get what I'm saying? If you get where I'm going with this. There's, to me, it's a conspiracy theory, and I ain't gonna say it out loud, but if you follow what I'm saying, you hear what I'm saying. I feel like, man, our society is getting pushed further and further to some even more darker stuff. That's why I feel like isn't it weird that you see and hear more stuff like this every day? Like, oh, how many Amber Alerts are going off on your phone?
Yeah, true.
You get what I'm saying?
Went off twice in the safety meeting I had the other day.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Our society. That's why I asked that question. Where do you think our society is going with this shit?
I want to know. Like, when these Amber Alerts happen, like, does anyone actually react to it? Like, if you in the area, bro.
No. Look, let me tell you. I see and I'll read vehicle plate. And I'm like, well, first off, that's in this county. Yeah. By the time they even make it to my county, I'm probably done been forgot. You get what I'm saying? So, like, back in the day, they used to put them on billboards, and so you could see such and such.
Well, they
such
still
such.
do.
I ain't seen one.
I-20s.
Oh, on I-20?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one billboard, just somewhere in Mid-Odessa. Just one of those billboards, but it's there. It'll pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm saying this, man. Our society, I feel like, from what some people look as innocent and some people look at it as, this is my freedom, my body, I can do this. And you see, it leads to some guys being like, I'm locked in a basement all day. And now I've looked at all your videos. Now I want something more edgier. And then
it gets here.
And it gets to places where we're talking about, why the fuck is this shit going on my kid? Or why the fuck is you're a parent, first time parent, and you buy a fucking baby cam. And next thing you know, you hear somebody talking through your fucking baby cam. And you can't even have a fucking baby cam. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because people are that weird.
See, that goes back to one of the laptops. You know, I remember the
laptops
and the
was
camera.
Covering up the webcam.
We had to cover up the webcam because
I don't care if you want to watch me. Go ahead.
But
it's still a scary thought, though.
Yeah,
it's just to really sit down there and think about it.
See, most of that thought. When we were doing that is because the Patriot Act, the NSA, right? Let's be honest here. Our government can hack into whatever the fuck they want to.
I mean, they got the people.
They got the people, and they got the constitutional right
to do it.
To do that shit. Back after 9/11, we lost all fucking right to privacy, pretty much. A good amount of it. Let me not say, you know what I'm saying. So, like, motherfuckers were covering up their shit because not only hackers, but if the government just want to see what you're doing, or you just so happen to know a person that knows a person that knows a person that's up to some shit with somebody that they are interested in. Mm-hmm. You're cooked, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You're cooked. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but nowadays it just seems a little more dark, and not to get us on that type of pathway, but that's just the way. Like, I look at the progression of the way that we're moving as a society. And like, remember, man, I used to love being a young dude, go to the park, I see a woman that I like, but she got this dress on, it flows, and your imagination does all the rest of the work.
The mystique of everything.
But now
there's no imagination.
Yeah.
Everything's see-through, or it's just that tight that you could just be like...
Kanye West at the Grammys, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now. If that's okay, why not?
I mean, it's
be
not that it's
OnlyFans
okay.
model.
I feel like because of his status, that they just let that shit fly.
Which is
like
crazy.
He probably just got a slap on the wrist, if anything. You know what I'm saying?
Which is crazy. Yeah, obviously, because anybody who has eyes,
any regular person was getting locked up.
Yeah, anybody
indecent exposure.
Yeah, exactly. On national TV, your kids could have been watching.
Look, compare it to football, not American football. I'm talking about international.
Yeah. Soccer, for those who don't know.
Soccer, okay?
Foosball.
When dudes randomly streak in the field, what happens to them after?
They get
banned
tackled
and locked
the fuck
up.
down, yeah.
Exactly.
Mostly any sport, yeah.
But something as big as the Grammys, it's okay for Kanye just because he is. Fuck Kanye. Like, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
stop fucking with Kanye.
Yeah, bro is on another level. And I don't know. That woman looked like a hostage to me. I don't give a fuck what nobody has to say.
But then again.
And we can't even say
but if we can't even say that.
She's staying or why.
No, she ran off on his ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gone. She done.
When did that happen?
He made a whole song about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's talking about Bianca come home type shit.
I don't pay attention to Kanye no more. So.
What was it? The Oscars? Or what's it called? Where John Cena came out naked?
What?
Yeah, bro.
Not the ultimate symbol for kids.
It was
almost.
Okay,
it was a planned, and that was a planned thing.
My Jesus! Why are we getting so comfortable in nudity
that was a planned
society?
Thing. Where he came out, literally speaking.
You know what? I know what he's talking about.
He covered. I'm trying to remember if it's the Oscars or whatever, but
like this tiny sign. Like,
yeah, and he ran and covered his junk, and he came out
sidestepping. He's not, sidestepping.
That was planned, bro. So you gotta think about that. What y'all just said with the Kanye, they went further.
Don't y'all think it's weird that we didn't see that type of shit when we were kids? Remember the Janet Jackson? Remember the Janet Jackson Super Bowl shit?
Yeah, that was
that was,
and they blamed her.
When that happened, everybody was trying to watch the video all over again, bro.
Yeah, I was young. I was like, Janet tits? Yeah, oh, yeah, that was bad.
He was young, yeah.
I was like, Janet was like, I think in her 40s when that happened.
I didn't
and
even
she
watch.
looked good.
I didn't even. It was the next day when I heard about it. It was the next day because I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I was so mad. I was like,
but when you heard it the next day, it was like the nit slip, the tit slip. I was like, what? What the hell? And he's Justin Timberlake. Boom. Like, whoa.
I want to say this. One thing that I've noticed, and probably me as I'm gonna bring it to a hip hop point because I always do. But part of the reason why you don't hear me overtly, like I got bars in my songs talking about, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm hunching this, I'm hunching that. But I overtly choose not to talk about that shit in my music, in majority of my music, because first off, why am I adding to the oversaturation of it?
Yeah.
And then I think, second of all, I think we're deeper than sex sells, right? Humans are deeper. So basically, all industries, music industry, fucking clothing industry,
it's everything.
Everything, anime. Like we said, everybody's trying to tap into our natural, our beast-like, because humans we're animals too. They're trying to tap into that thing that will drive us to, you know what I'm saying, to sit there and sweat and nosebleed, tongue out, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, but like I feel like as humans, we're deeper than that. Mm-hmm. Everybody want to talk about the money, cars, clothes, the hoes, right? But at the same time, it's like, man, you can't put me in that. Like, I don't like being put in that box. Like, cause as a man, I have my vices, but I'm bigger than my vices. Yeah. Some people just lean
too much into it. Yeah.
And like, okay, that's who you are. But at the same time, like, I don't know. For me, I look at it like this. At the same time, you're leaning into your vices. You've never Do you not want to see yourself a little bit? Have you never been like, damn, I could be a little bit different? There's more important shit. There's things that I could put my focus and attention on. There's these things that are important to me or whatever. Like,
Yeah, but that goes to the whole, some people just like living vicarious. Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, if you, like a lot of us working a 9 to 5, ain't doing what a lot of, from artists to actors to all of these guys that's doing this, that you call superstars and who you call celebrities, they live in a totally different life than you. Mm-hmm. So putting it to music, if you're listening to a chick or even a guy talking certain things like, say, money, cars, clothes, and hoes, a regular dude looking at, I don't got none of these things.
Yeah. But
so if my favorite artist is talking about it, I'm living vicariously through your music. I'm living what you think. Because in my head, I could, like I said, going back to the fantasy of it, I could put myself in your shoes for just this 3 minutes of a song, and you know what I mean, live that life just for 3 minutes, you know what I mean, and we will replay it again for another 3 minutes just to live vicarious through that, because you can imagine, yo, shit, I could be that guy. I could be that guy that's out here cruising in a Ferrari or a Lambo.
Hear me out on this too, right? Mm-hmm. Conspiracy theory. VR or AI, right? Our future, right? The way our future is going, it's going to be heavy technology. This shit sets everybody up, like, because even me, I fell a victim to it. Like, oh man, that's a fine woman on my screen on TikTok. Let me follow her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I comment, she comments back. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've fallen victim to that shit. But then you got the motherfuckers who are willing to pay for it. You fuck around, future, because this type of future is close. Robots that look like this person or that. Or you put the VR set on and, like, what if it's all a big setup leading us to this shit?
Hey, what's
more of a consumer. What'd you say?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
It spit the truth. Bro. What was it with when the two friends went into a
Which
video game?
Which was a wild ass episode.
It's a wild episode.
That's that season 2.
Season 2, season 3,
yeah,
right?
Anything, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't look at VR video games.
I couldn't see the new Captain America the same after this. Yeah.
But
I was like, no matter how much you put that shield on, you were still that guy that mess with his friend.
But think, even if you take it back,
both of them is in Marvel.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Humiliation ritual.
I know exactly.
He's M'Baku.
Oh,
that's the other dude.
No.
Yes, it is.
That's not M'Baku.
Yes, it is, bro.
No, it's not.
You're not telling me that's not M'Baku.
That's not M'Baku.
All right, I'm gonna have to
the guy that plays in Black Mirror is the guy that plays what was that scary movie?
All right, I don't know.
Candyman.
Oh, he was
okay.
He played
Candyman.
Yeah,
he's the guy that played Candyman.
Okay.
And Baku is a bigger dude. Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
I apologize. That's not.
But in the sense of it, in that realm, just think back of the anime, Sword Arts Online.
That.
Think about that. Like what you're saying, the virtual reality. What happened in Sword Arts Online? Pretty much, you put on a virtual reality. Now I'm living a life in a whole alternate universe. Or whatever, they got stuck in this universe, but a lot of people created, for how many years they got stuck, they was creating a life over there.
Yeah.
They're connecting with people in this virtual reality, families and all type of things or whatever, and that's what happened.
You seen the real? Well, they showed the real side of them in that VR.
In that VR, because if they become, now you're living a whole totally different life from your reality. So now you're there. If you're, let's say, just a regular Joe, go to work, or a pizza guy or whatever, now I'm here, I become a villain. Now I could kill because
like
now
GTA 5.
Exactly. So now I become this person where I wouldn't do this in reality, but now you're telling me that, oh, if I kill you here, you're going to die in real life? Okay, cool. I could do this because who's going to stop you? Who's really going to stop you? Because everything is a fantasy.
All right, y'all are feeding into my conspiracy thought process right now, and because like I'm sitting here thinking like it's all connected, bro. Like right. Look, as we get more technology advances, right? Fucking every year they come out with a new car. We need a new car, right? You know, they make the new Challenger or the new Charger or the new whatever, right? Motherfuckers, or the new iPhone, right? So every year we're advancing, like, and the new technology is better than the old technology. And then you get to the way people interact with technology. Sooner or later, it seems like we're going to be connected with this shit. And what's the best way to indoctrinate people into it? Connect it to them something that feels natural, which is our sex drive or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
They do that with VR now too,
they're
don't
already doing it with
VR.
That's what I'm saying. Like sooner or later it would be natural. Like if you feel like it's a part of you, like instead of going outside and having to actually talk to a girl, you'd be like, you know what? I ain't got no chance with no woman anyway. But I can get online and there's this lady that I pay a little bit of I pay I don't know what the going rate for OnlyFans is. I can do this. Why not? If they drop a fucking some type of VR world where I can go in and there's nothing but baddies around me.
Man, you feel like that's what you're doing inside the air?
Yeah, like I can live a different life than I'm living outside.
You see that's where it comes where shit gets scary, because at the end of the day, now that's when you really you're diving into that alternate universe where the fact that reality won't be reality no more for you. You know what I mean? It's coming into that point where with virtual reality and everything is like, if I could do this here over on this side, all I got to do is put on the goggles. Why should I stay in real form?
And that's the thing.
I could go here.
At a certain point, some people might not be able to tell the difference.
That's where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
When you sit down and think about it, that's where it's gonna go.
Man, because
there's a lot of movies coming out about this.
Predictive programming.
Mm-hmm. The Electric State dropped on Netflix. That's one movie.
Oh yeah.
Where basically, there's a whole deeper thing about it, but mainly this one dude, and he kind of looks like it's a dude who runs Amazon, bro.
Jeff Bezos.
Man, he look like that dude. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, his company spreads worldwide, lets you put on these VR goggles and you control a robot. Yeah. You just do whatever. So, and I guess the concept is it splits your brain. So one side of your brain is home, and the other side you go wherever. Yeah. If you wanted to go on vacation, just sit at home.
That was a crazy movie. I watched it. It was actually pretty. I ain't gonna lie. I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it yet. I didn't watch it yet.
You should watch it. Yeah,
it's a good movie.
But shit like that, like you got people like if you remember the transaction with what is dude's name? The dude who's driving a truck, bro. He had the.
We live in West Texas. There's a lot of dudes driving trucks.
No, in the Electric State movie.
He
had the robot buddy.
Yeah, what's his name? Chris. Is it Chris?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, there we go.
He was doing a deal because he's like a runner or whatever. Dude that would have never pressed somebody in person pulls a gun. Said, and he tells him, he's like, yeah, if this was in person, I would have never done this, but I'm not actually here.
Yeah, boy, real nigga, boy.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's like GTA shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like you're pretty much turning into an alternate person of yourself at this point, because now the whole thing about this is I know who I am in reality. I know I'm not gonna be that violent. I know I'm not gonna be this guy. But hey. You tell me I could start over, like you're creating a character on any MMORPG. Why not? Why not tap into that side?
Again,
you feel me?
Another Black Mirror reference. That last episode of Black Mirror, where there's this new season.
Oh, no, I didn't finish.
Oh, you ain't finished. All right, well, never mind. No spoilers.
I'm watching it with.
It's a continuance. It's a continuance of that one episode where remember the guy they put that thing on their head and they go into the game. But he has his own little. He's cloned them and put them in his own little server.
Yeah.
So like, the question is like, when you're in a universe where you think you're a god, or where like GTA, like fucking what's the old games that Godfather and shit. Look, where you're just running around and shit. You free roam. You do whatever. Even Minecraft, shit like that. There's nothing in GTA telling you that you gotta shoot up the fucking club or
just do it.
Jack everything. You just do that shit.
Rob a car. They didn't tell you nothing.
It goes to show like what is the truth about human morality. Like, you know what I mean? Is that thing that they're tapping into that month? Like just like a lion goes outside. The motherfucker kills a gazelle. He's not thinking. Are they tapping into that part of our brain that makes us more into beasts instead of conscious? You know what I'm saying? Be. Like, and then what does that say about us as humans? Period. It's like when we feel like we have the freedom of an anonymous face online, or when we feel like we can throw some VR goggles on and go into a world where we do whatever we want. What does that say about us? Because does that show and prove that only the reason we only act good is when we have eyes on us, or when we have free will, we become tyrants.
And you see,
you know what I mean?
That kind of taps into all them zombie shows they've been doing. You know,
yeah,
where people say the zombies are not actually the real enemy. It's other humans,
which is true.
Yeah,
a fucking Walking Dead.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
Negan was a worse threat than any fucking zombie on that goddamn show.
Because now you have no, like you said, there's no laws.
Yeah,
we in a crisis where pretty much everything is what we know as what was life is not life no more. So your initial threat was the zombies, but now I could create my own territory. I could be the president of here. I could be the king of my own area. So now if you come to this area, you have to deal with my people. You have to deal with me. You're not allowed here. What was the other one? Like Last of Us and Heavy Metal.
Last of Us is another
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Because you remember in Twisted Metal, everybody had their own sectors. So it's like literally speaking, that's really what it is.
Yeah, tribalism. Boy, that's what it always. But you know, one of my favorite movies that kind of shows like how corrupt and cruel people can turn when shit gets bad is The Book of Eli. With Denzel Washington,
movie, bro.
Fucking just killing people, eating them, doing whatever they do to when they find women by themselves. Like it's
the scene in the beginning where he's seen. Well, I realized the man was blind the whole time.
Yeah, before you knew he was blind. Yeah,
the scene on the highway. I don't know. Was it the couple or was the woman?
There's that one woman. She was stuck to the cart. Yeah, he was trying to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. People become savages, bro. Like they don't care no more.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Human nature.
It's like laws don't. Well, once they figure out laws don't matter no more, they just
when we devolve into our vices, right? Let's say this. Let me put it like this: the way my brain thinks. When we let our vices take control over morality, it goes back to everything we've talked about. Not only will I hurt my neighbor to get what I want, I will objectify a woman to get what I want. I will lock myself in a basement to get what I want. You get what I'm saying? Like, human morality is like how fucking thin of a line we walk as people. Because like at the end of the day, like no matter how good we feel, like there's people outside that we walk past every day that if the world went to hell, they'd be kicking in our door trying to,
That's true.
Do the worst thing you can think to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think, and I know I'm taking this maybe a little too onto the other side of insanity, but it's like, man, like I think about stuff like that. It's like, man, like that's why I keep saying, what is our society coming to? Like, where are we leading ourselves? Because nowadays, if we take it back to the simpler point that we're making today, we don't have any control over our sexual urges or whatever, right? And people are just, and it's taking over everything that we know. What's to say whenever the world falls apart, that mindset, that thinking isn't going to be the thinking in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now not only is it even harder for me to meet a girl, now I have to go and snatch one up. type stuff. Like now, not only is it harder for me to get food, I might have to rob to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta fight for it.
You gotta fight for it.
It's just like it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm even making sense, bro.
No,
but
because we got real deep.
That conspiracy part of my brain just opened up. Well,
to tap into that is like, look at Black Friday.
Oh, fucking
Black Friday.
good.
That's
But
why
I'm just saying, look at Black Friday. How many times you've heard people done fight for TVs,
Bro,
fight
how
for
many people
for
get-
shoes, fight whatever it is.
Just getting in the door.
Just
You
getting
getting
in the door.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's taps into that. Like, that's the savagery of it. You know, it's a deal that
All for 10%
all for 10, 50, whatever the percentage is.
10% off.
Half the time the TV's still the same
Yeah,
price.
price.
Yeah, you just
feel
hitting the
me?
nigga in the face for it.
You know what I mean? But that's what what he was talking about. The savagery is there is no stopping you. Sometimes you will have a police there or whatever the case may be, but there really ain't no stopping you. That's what I'm saying. There is no stopping you because what's going to happen? The same thing's going to happen.
You think police gonna get in the way of the stampede, bro?
No, bro, because you got 1,000
you
people
got
and
people-
20 cops.
But that's what I'm saying.
You see how much people be packed outside of.
That's what I'm saying. I said some.
Best
That's why I
Buy or
said
whatever these
sometimes
stores
the
are.
police will be there, but really and truly, there's nothing stopping you.
Look,
They there for the aftermath.
look, I just got
They
done
gotta
The
pick
watching.
whole
somebody up
purpose
off
is
the-
nothing is stopping you, bro.
I just got done watching.
That's what I'm saying.
My Hero Academia, right? And there's this scene, right, where one All for One has taken over basically in My Hero Academia, and him and his lackeys.
Good part.
Yeah, I'm already done with it. And they're at the hospital, and like you see, they done created a mob of people. They got this liberation army, and they're trying to rush this hospital. They don't know why they're rushing this hospital. They just know that they're going there because the guy who runs the army at that time is telling them they need to do that. But there's only so much heroes, and there are only so many police out there. At some point, they're like, we are overrun. We're trying not to hurt these people. What do we do? You know what I'm saying? And that made me think of society. Just like you said, Black Friday, it turns into a straight up brawl. There's only so much the cops can do.
Yeah.
But before they pull out their guns and start bloodying up the scene, you know? Like that's the truth of it all. It's like, man, at the end of the day, man, when people get savage, they get savage. When that beast-like nature comes out of a human,
Which is wild, because why are we going that hard for for what? 20% off of
that
a
dopamine
fucking item?
Because at the end of the day, you think it's a deal.
Yeah, and then they come back with the same deal throughout the
But
year.
that's what I'm
It's not
saying.
even Black
But
Friday.
you gotta. But that's what I'm
Real
saying.
talk.
You got to think about it. Is you think it's a deal.
yeah, you pour all year round, and you're like, I've been working with this same TV for 6 years. I
It's
ain't
a
letting
deal.
Becky Sue up the street steal that TV from me. I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
Because
This
think
my
about it.
only time I'm gonna be able to
Think
get a
about
TV.
it. If the TV was going for 700, you see the shit for 400 or 500, then the tax come back, you're paying the same 700.
Yeah.
But with you, when you
They
the
say
thing about it
it's a
is,
sale, but they hit you with the tax.
but that's
and that
the
shit go
whole
right
thing.
back up.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that you think it's a deal because now, literally speaking, they took the percentage off to get it back to the original price. So if it's 500 now, but then you put a tax on the shit, it's 7. But you already saw the shit for 7. You in your mind it's a deal for you, bro.
Business is fucked up, bro.
Yeah. We live in a crazy world. Like, I know we started where we started, but I think it all is connected. I think we have been hacked as people. We've been hacked to focus on money, cars, clothes, and hoes.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't got the newest best thing, you're not keeping up. You're not with society. If you're not, so people are fighting tooth, nail, and claw for this shit. You get what I'm saying? I think they figured out a way to make us move. Because what does this all do? Including sex selling and music to anime to what? This is how we're gonna make money. We're gonna blow up.
And that's the thing.
Like that.
All right, so going back to what we was initially talking about, how sex and and even in gaming, they basically leading towards, I don't want to say nudity, but it's getting to that point.
Look at the Marvel Rivals new, like Emma Frost.
Bro,
they got the jiggle things on her thighs. It's like, yo.
You see, the thing is, when these developers put in jiggle physics.
Yeah. Jiggle Felix? Yeah. They'll call it that from now on. Jiggle Felix?
Jiggle Felix.
Goes crazy.
Like real shit.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it?
So the jiggle physics.
Jiggle Felix.
Anyway, when they started implementing that into video games, it became I say for me it's weird because now dudes is only focusing on
it takes away from the game.
Yeah, because like I said, like Monster Hunter is a game that I've been into since World Drop, even though the game been out 20 years before
20
that.
years plus, yeah.
Dudes are modifying the game to, have the female character wear damn near nothing or improve, enhancing the body to abnormal proportions, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it takes away because I'm playing Monster Hunter to hunt monsters. I'm here to fucking fight giant ass beasts.
Yeah, I'm here to play the game.
Yeah, like
just a game.
I play with a female character, and she's so armored up that you're not worried about what her skin or body looks like. Mm-hmm. I'm running around trying to fight monsters. Mm-hmm. These dudes is modifying the game, making the female body. And
not even just their characters, the NPCs and them, all of that.
Everything, bro. Like every female that pops up on the screen, their body is changed.
Yeah.
But it makes me also think too with this whole situation. Go ahead.
My bad.
No.
You good, bro.
Because now you playing the game, you in a cutscene, all you seeing is titties. All you seeing is ass. Mm-hmm. What was the point? What, you forgot what the fuck you was here playing the game for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the game is now only about that. Yeah.
Now a monster shows up. Now, what are you gonna focus on? You gonna fight the monster, or you gonna try to watch some ass?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say too is when you really sit down here and think about all these things, like as a mental for a man or a woman, because you don't know who's really doing it on that aspect of it. We just assume it's just a bunch of men, but it could be women doing it too.
That's true.
On that aspect, and even down to what you're saying, trying to buy the newest things and trying to keep up with the latest things. Sometimes it feels like just a bunch of insecurities.
Real talk.
Because when you sit down there and think about it, right? If you feel behind this screen, like going back to the OnlyFans or whatever, if you feel like you can't go out there and talk to somebody, you feel kind of insecure within yourself that you don't have that confidence with you to go and talk to a female, just in general. You feel me? If you feel like you have to go buy the latest clothes, you have to keep up with the trends and the ideas or whatever, you're looking at yourself like, I'm not that person. I don't feel like I look right. Yeah. I don't feel like I don't feel. It's like it's like in society they're tapping into your insecurities of, you have to be this.
Yeah.
You have to wear this. You have to drive this. You have to be looking at this all the time. Yeah. Because you know why? This is where we at.
Yeah.
Keeping it up. It's consumers. So now I'm consuming this now when you look at, going back to all my theories of everything's a fantasy over this situation, it's like I'm looking at reality and I'm like, well, he's driving a Benz. And then when you come up, your neighbor's driving a Benz, or your driving a Benz, but I'm driving a Toyota.
That's really
I'm driving a Dodge. I need to get that. Or she's wearing Gucci. She's
capitalism,
wearing,
baby.
She's but I'm just wearing Tommy Hilfiger. I need to get that. So it's really tapping into your insecurities of the shit. Mm-hmm. It's sometimes even going, if you want to go deeper on it, men and women, when you look at it, damn, Mrs. Jackson's as a female, Mrs. Jackson's husband looking fine. Or you go as a man, like, damn, Mrs. Smith over there looking kind of nice. And then you look back, it's like you're looking at things and it's like, bro, it's really your insecurities on a lot of shit. You're not appreciating, or you're not in a point where you're just accepting what you got, where you at and what it is, and go like, thank God about it. You feel me?
What you're saying makes me think, all right, in a world that is attacking us, trying to make us be our worst selves, what are we teaching the generations behind us? Right? Because like me, right? I'll go back to my habits, right? A lot of the habits I had definitely when I was running the streets. Oh, I need money for this. I want the gold chain around my neck. I want the whip that I'm sitting on 26. You know what I'm saying? I want that candy paint. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, all that shit's cool. There ain't nothing wrong inherently about that.
Yeah.
But what the thing is, morally and like mentally, how is that the only fucking mentors that I have, definitely from that perspective, are showing me like, man, if you want to get the girls, you want to get the money, this is the lifestyle you have to live, right? And now we have that kind of on a grander scale. I think, we're the new adults. It's crazy to say our late Gen X cousins and us, and older millennials, because we're young millennials. We're closer to Gen Z than we are to. You know what I'm saying? Because them Gen Zs who are like 25, 26.
It's like 5-10 years away.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? We're closer to Gen Z than we are to older millennials, right? Yeah. But like, we're the new adults. It is like, what do we hold up true? It's kind of, fuck. And it sucks that I'm saying this because it's the same, we've talked about this shit ad nauseum. But the whole point of what I seen the Drake and the Kendrick beef being, right? It's like one side is materialistic, one side is spiritual, one side is morality. You don't get a fucking Mr. Morale and a Big Steppers from Drake, but you also don't get a Views from Kendrick Lamar. You get what I'm saying? There's two different, you know what I'm saying? There's these different things. There's these different aspects of these two different lifestyles. You're getting a different message from both these guys. And at the end of the day, that also to me reflects reality. It's like, at some point, we've lost the plot. And that's where I agree with the whole Kendrick. Because to me, everything reflects everything. Like, we can say this has to do with the soul of hip hop, but maybe let's think about the soul of our communities, our just our own selves. Like, in my life, what am I teaching my son?
Yeah.
Like, am I teaching my son hard work, this, that? Am I teaching my son how to love one woman? Am I teaching my son how to save money and not just blow it for the new things or the value of $1? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what am I teaching my kids?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Or am I teaching them, man, what? The only thing that matters is having fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Live your life to YOLO.
Facts.
That's kind of
when we created that saying as millennials, we fucked up.
That shit dangerous in itself.
That shit, you only live, because now nothing matters. I'm just gonna be me, and that gives me a reason to act however I want, be whoever I want, do whatever, But
it's a dangerous thought.
What am I teaching my kids? Like, things matter in this world. Like, the way you look at women is gonna affect the way you grow. Are you gonna be lonely? Are you gonna be able to settle down, have a wife, have a kid, and or can you be happy just like this? Or if I show my son, if I'm a dude who has single man, but I got a kid, my son love to be around me, but he see me leaving female house from female house from female house. Mm-hmm. What is that teaching him? You know what I'm saying?
That's the norm.
That
would be the norm.
Yeah, this is the man that I want to be. Like, I see my dad cool. You know what I'm saying? I think at this point, right? Again, every human has vices. We all have something that scratches our itch, right?
Facts.
But I think we have everybody. For me, this is my opinion. We learn how to fucking keep those demons at bay sometimes. Because you're gonna fall short sometimes, and you're gonna let your temptations get the best of you. But at the same time, in the grand picture and scheme of things, am I teaching my son that, like, you know what? I love to have a good drink, but you know what? You ain't gotta drink like a fucking wino. You know what I'm saying? Or, son, your mom's beautiful. I love beautiful women, but you see how I treat your mom. You don't see me looking for another hotter woman because my homeboy just met my girl a 10, but my homeboy just met a 10.5, and now I'm like,
what the hell? Yeah,
I'm slacking. Yeah, I get no hugs. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. At the end of the day, I think what are we doing as people? Have we just fell so far that we don't care anymore about the way that we operate in this life? And it just makes me wonder, man, what is the world that we're giving our children? We brought these kids in this world. We deserve to give them a fighting chance. And right now, consumerism
is where it's at.
That's all it is. OnlyFans. It's you may be looking at a pair of jugs, but you're paying somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming out of pocket for that shit. You may be looking at the newest Xbox, but you're paying somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're so consumed that the only thing that matters is the next best thing. You know what I'm saying? Facts. In a lot of aspects.
You see, that's where it goes back to what we introduced this as change. Yeah. It's time for you to change in the sense of we see what's wrong. And at the end of the day, it's up to us to make the change going forward for our kids going forward. If we know that based off of consumerism, OnlyFans has been a thing, buying the way they've been doing PlayStation, Xbox, and whatever, and it's like you feel like you have to be left out. No, you got to teach your kids, like we said, the value of $1. What is really important? Do you really need this now? You feel me? What move forward? You don't have to go searching. You don't have to go searching for explicit things or whatever. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to go out there and talk to somebody and be in the presence of a person where it doesn't have to be like everything is virtual and in your head as a fantasy. Like, oh, the only reason she's talking to me because I'm paying. It doesn't have to be that transactional. It could just be the transaction of a communication. Like, hey, how you doing? How's your name? What's your name? My name is such and such. Your name is cool. What do you like? Yeah. Go back. It's like
real moments.
Take a step back to the olden. Like a lot of people like to want to do the olden days. Take that step back too. Go back to a little bit of the olden days and really have a conversation. Really enjoy moments. Make moments with people. You don't have this going towards virtuality and fantasy and living. That's not real.
That's not real. It never will be.
And that will never will be real. Like they said, go out and what they say, go out and smell the roses.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Look, you want to know what,
put
bro?
It down.
I had a conversation today with somebody that I have a lot of respect with. There's somebody who can tell me about myself, right? And they were like, man, there's a lot of things that I see in you where you're chasing the dream. But sometimes you got to sit back and realize how good you got it.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you guys who's sitting in your mom's basement, whatever, you know what? You may not have that girl you see on the internet. You may not have none of that shit, right? But you know what you do have? You have your life. You have the ability to change.
Yeah.
You have it better than most people. You have it better than a guy who has no legs, who can't do nothing but depend on his family to move him around. You have it better than a guy that's in the ground. Yeah. You can change your situation.
That's a fact.
All it takes is a little bit of hard work and dedication. For the people who are chasing the Joneses, like, as long as your bills are paid, your lights are on, the bill man ain't knocking at your door, you are blessed. Yeah, we all want new things, but why not live in the moment? Just enjoy your family smiling. Enjoy your growing family being like, damn, you know what? I'm sitting here. Yeah, sometimes this house feels small, but you know what? I got a roof over my head. I got food in my fridge. I got a good woman by me, and I'm getting to see my little kids run around fucking up my house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what? It ain't better than this. You're living. Every one of us are living somebody's dream.
That's true.
Every one of us are living somebody's dream. So, like, at the end of the day, man, just take time, smell the roses, like AJ said, like Mr. Ill said over there. You know what I'm saying?
And the one thing I could tell y'all, bro, real shit, appreciate what you got.
Yeah, love it.
Really appreciate what you got. Like, on some real thing. Like, if you out here thinking that you're chasing the baddie, you don't have to chase the baddie, bro. There's somebody out there that will love you for you. You don't have to sit up there, and if your man's is out here driving Benzes, BMWs, Audis, or whatever, and you know you got a Dodge, appreciate that Dodge, because you know it's going from to and from where you need to go. That's yours. You feel me? You don't need somebody to tell you, or you have to feel a type of way about, because you don't have what this person have. Nah, you got what you can, what you could afford, and appreciate that. Like, yo, I don't need that.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Same thing with clothes. You don't have to sit down there and feel like somebody else have to tell you, oh, this is nice. No, bro, you need to know what's nice for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Live in your own life. Yeah. Like they said, live in your own skin. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Appreciate everything that you've got.
Ain't nothing wrong with being you.
That's a fact.
Real talk.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Man, look, best thing somebody ever told me once was you right where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
All your troubles, all your stresses, because them stresses and them troubles, they're trying to teach you something. So one day you can level up.
Facts.
And all those blessings and shit that you ignore, they're trying to teach you how to slow down so you can enjoy the small moments, the little things in life. You're right where you need to be. You I mean, hell, man. Anyway, that's. I think Archie's off his spiel. We done got deep.
Yeah, well, let's lighten it up then.
Is it time?
No, actually. It's something else I wanted to pick y'all brains about.
Okay.
Y'all ever have the hall pass conversation with y'all wife?
Jesus.
Yeah, me and my girl did. Yeah, it was a while back, but yeah.
All right, so, do you know who that hall pass would be for her? Well, let's say both sides, you and her. Who would the?
I can't remember who she said, but I definitely know mine was a celebrity chick like Rihanna or something like that. What's her name? She's
ain't a hall pass no more if you can't remember her name.
What's that? Man, she's a movie star. I think she's hot, but yeah, somebody who's famous, you know.
What about you, Taz?
Well, for me, my hall pass was Tinashe, and I would say my other one was Tiana Taylor.
Oh, Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, man.
That's not.
I know. Of course, Chris Breezy.
Oh, Chris Brown.
Chris Breezy.
Them.
You know what? Before we get into this, I seen this TikTok, this Facebook today post by somebody I know, and they say, "Man, I don't play that celebrity crush shit. You can pack your shit and go live it with Chris Brown." I was like, that. I thought that shit was funny as fuck. Yeah, I was like, that's hilarious.
Oh shit! So
who's you?
Yeah, well, I
can't come ask a question. Can't come ask a question and just start shy away.
Yeah. One, because I just realized how this artist looks like, SZA.
Oh yeah.
And then my other one, Jill Scott, bro. Jill Scott, bro. Well, this man though, I had a thing.
I might hear you out on that one. Yeah, I might hear you out on that.
That's a beautiful woman, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, those.
She got a nice smile. I like Jill Scott's smile. Yeah, to be honest, she always looked like she happy.
Yeah, I ain't like my wife. We like joke around about this kind of thing, and she already told me Gerard Butler would have been her whole It's like, hey,
yeah, teach his own.
This man said Chris Brown. I was like, you can't do nothing after that, bro. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, that shit like right because. Like, I want to say my girl said Kevin Gates or some shit like that. She might hear this shit, and I'm like, oh, no, first off, you super freak. What am I not doing right? Like, you start feeling like a little slightly insecure. That's what you really like?
Like Kevin Gates.
It was, I want to say, Kevin Gates, Michael B. Jordan is what she told me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right. I feel like if I get stunned up, I start taking care. I can compete with Michael B. you know, that's just my ego, right?
Yeah.
But like Kevin Gates,
that's a different situation.
Yeah, it's like
that's a whole situation.
Jesus Christ.
My man have a whole theory on pimples and all type of things.
Yeah.
Like he has a
yeah, it's like Jesus Christ. But anyway, like, does that ever like you be like, damn? Because I want to say like, low key, even though I know it's you be like, damn. You know, the standard. This is her real standard. I'm really here, but this is really where she wish she was. Like she settled for my black ass. Yeah, if she could have been in the room with Michael B. Jordan. There wouldn't be me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All of this.
I don't know. I never thought of it that way. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So all this to ask, how do you think you would handle if the hall pass was to be used on both sides? Both of y'all get one night. Whatever happens. Y'all come back afterwards. Forget about all of it. Would you be able to handle, or what would be your mindset going forward? Like, would you be there thinking, you know, how good did she have it? How, you know those, you know the thoughts that
it's like
go
when
through
you
a man's
take a
brain.
break. You with a girl, like you've been in a
But it's
relationship
just
with a girl, you take
it's
a break,
literally-
she
Yeah.
tell you like, oh, I messed with this dude.
Yeah, but you're not
Yeah.
gonna. You know who it is, but you're not gonna.
Is-
y'all agreed not to talk about what happened. He's like, you know, y'all both had the hall pass. Y'all
everybody
both,
did
yeah,
their
it's equal
thing.
on both sides.
Yeah.
So,
But
no
then-
one should be complaining.
Okay, the reality to me personally, I feel like the realism is that you're gonna sit down and think, what happened? You're gonna wonder what happened. Like she's gonna wonder what happened. No matter if you agreed on this and go like, oh, we're not. Whatever happens here tonight, we're not gonna talk about it. Eventually, this is gonna boil over because you're gonna sit down there and wonder if what played out, and she's gonna wonder what happens in this situation. So I feel like he's gonna.
You get into an argument one night and it's like, oh yeah, I'm not as good as Kevin, am I? I knew it. Excuse my language.
And it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, she's like, all I did was ask you to take the trash out.
Yo,
Let's just ask you to cook some dinner.
what are you talking about, Kevin?
Yeah, like why you bringing up that hall pass shit? That was 2 years ago. yeah.
I was just thinking, because that kind of thing is like men have the idea, like, you know, you get that hall pass with whoever it is, you're gonna be good after that one time. But depending on how it goes, if she's better than your wife or your girl, whoever, you know, what level she might be at the time.
I remember my other hall pass. I'm sorry, no, not to cut you all off. Jennifer Lawrence. I think
that's not
Miss
bad.
Jennifer Lawrence is hot. I think I got a good balance there. Rihanna and Jennifer Lawrence. Come on now.
Yin and yang.
Yeah. You know. All right, so I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off. I had the thought and I was like, let me get it out there before.
Miss Mystique.
Oh, right, she did play Mystique.
Yes.
Oh. Huh.
There's a silver lining in everything, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, Christ, that rum is hitting me now.
I'm trying to figure out what.
I done fucked him up.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, the rum coming back slowly. I was like, God damn. All right.
Trying to figure out how we feel about it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you both agreed to it. You're not trying to make a big deal of it because at the end of the day, it's not like anyone's cheating because you both agreed.
So you're trying to. So my thing is, are you trying to figure out like how, if we will get back to normal?
I feel like the next time you have sex with your wife, you're gonna notice something. You might not notice anything. Because you might notice something, you might not notice anything. You know, you might be balls deep, and she still says go deeper.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Look here.
That because you never heard that before. She wasn't saying that before. All of a sudden, you know, she got this hall pass come back.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna do that, right, this is the way I do.
There's consequences.
Look, there is consequences. Look, because you got people that kind of live like that. That's the way they live their lives. You got people who are in open relationships, right? And you got to be like, if you're gonna be like, haul past this, haul past that. If my girl, my girl's allowed me to do this. I think there's a level of maturity you have to have. You're gonna be like, I can't. If I'm gonna be able to do what I gotta do, and I don't want my girl asking me questions, I don't think I have the right. Whatever questions I do have to ask, I'm gonna have to make peace with God with that shit, because I'm the one. We all got free will. Yeah. I chose that. Me as a man, I chose this was okay. So that's the way I think. I'm like, if me and my girl were to ever
do a hall pass,
I run into Rihanna or Jennifer Lawrence and she running, it'd be like, you know what?
Gotta make peace.
And then after the fact, if her life changes or my life changes, maybe we just have to accept the fact. We have to be mature about it. Like, I think there's a certain level of maturity if you're going to play those type of, you're going to do those type of things. Granted, if you're like, no, we're going to move past it, and you just both have anxiety, I maybe talk about it, and if you can't get past the shit, then maybe it's time for y'all to, maybe it's time that you
take a separate.
Yeah, separate. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you will never get past it. If you're like, man, well, we haul past or whatever, and you got to do your thing, I got to do my thing, and now the way I look at this relationship, now you're just trying to force shit. You're trying to force it back before that experience, but you'll never get that back. You get what I'm saying? You'll never have that, what you had before you did the thing that you did. Yeah. It's just like any experience in life. If I go and tattoo my face, right? You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no going back.
Ain't no going back. It's like I have to live with this tattoo on my face unless I go get laser. But then at the end of the day,
barely do shit.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's still going to be some. Not only is it painful,
consequences to that too.
Yeah, there's consequences. There's consequences to my action. Can I live with the consequences or can I not? And that's the way I think as a man. And can I be mature enough to let my girl do some shit like that? And is my girl mature enough to let me do some shit like that? And if we're not, then we probably shouldn't be doing it. Yeah.
As a man, if the hall pass happened to be better than your wife, do you hide that?
She's talking about that. Oh boy, he's talking about that, right?
And she come back and be like, I had a fucking horrible time. We just weren't in sync. But I'm like, that's not what happened to me.
She doing all types of things. I ain't gonna lie.
I would probably.
She got the toes curling.
Yeah.
She got you doing the Mickey Mouse voice.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, to be honest, if my girl asked about it, there's just a part of me that would be like, you know what? That wasn't my experience. But there would also be a part of me that wanted to be like, don't tell her the truth. I don't want to break her heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would have to be like a moral. That's where it becomes a moral dilemma.
I feel like.
So here's a question. I feel there's a question. Like, would you, piggybacking off of that, would you expect? Oh, how can I put it? Because of that experience, like, say if you had that Mickey Mouse experience, we're gonna call it that. Do you think that because of that experience, you could go back to normality?
As a man?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so because now this is getting into a place where it's like thinking as a man. Like, how does a man think? A man like me, specifically. And I don't know if I want to give that much sauce off on the game on the podcast.
Try to teach them.
Well, I
gotta show them what you like.
Yeah,
it's not gonna get better if you're quiet. What's it saying?
All right, look, I'll put it like this.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Look, I'll put it like this.
Facts.
Let me break it down, like, right, the kind of the way I see it, man. If any girl that I'm with ain't doing it the way that I like, why am I with her? In the first place.
True.
So if I have fun,
experience though.
But in experience, what am I here to do? I'm here to teach you. Let me show you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, so like, regardless, if I'm having fun at home and then I go and have a crazy experience, you know what I'm saying? it's still fun, right? So I'm like, you know what? I had a good time. Like me, I don't know. I think sometimes we overconflate sex, right?
True.
Because there's times where you are the best.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes where you're just not any
that in it. Yeah.
Yes, there's been times as a man where I'm like, I go to the after game interview and we just didn't play our best game.
Is this ain't it?
Yeah, something was uncoordinated. Yeah,
we lost
a little out of breath, a little too early.
We lost this one. We'll come back in the next game.
But you know what? Lakers in 5. You know what I mean? So
I can say that kind of thing. Going back to what we first initially started talking about, watching corn for so many years, I do think it kind of plays a factor in what you accept as normal.
Yeah.
And because I've noticed it happen for me. Like every time my wife will compliment me on something, and I'm just like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But she's telling me the truth. She's telling me how I feel, and because of the things I've watched and maybe things I've experienced over the years with other women before her, it's just like, no, because of the percentage of this, I don't think you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
You see that, but that also goes to what you deem as, how can I put it, how we see what pleasurable was. Like when it comes down to corn, that's what we thought. Especially when you wasn't experienced, you never experienced it, and that's the first thing that you see.
Yeah, we expect that to happen.
That's what you expect. You know what I mean? Until it actually happens, then you're gonna realize like, oh, this is not what I've seen on TV or on the computer or whatever. It's a whole different dynamic. You know what I mean? So, but it goes back to it. If that's what you expecting to happen every time, because if you put yourself in that realm of, okay, this is what I see. This is how corn is doing it. This is how they do. Oh, she's supposed to do this. Oh, she's supposed to do that. Oh, shit. But then you get to your reality of it and go like, she ain't do none of that. Like, it's not what it, but it's just your expectations on something that really wasn't the real of it. You feel me?
I'm gonna put it like this, like, right, like at a young age, finding magazines and videos and having access to the internet. Yeah, it's gonna conflate your idea of what sex is, but that's why it's important to have mentors and people who you can talk to, because they can bring you back to reality. Like, I think that's another reason why having a father in your life is a very pivotal thing, because as a young man you can be like, man, pops, you can talk about stuff like that. I hope that my son, when he gets 16, he can be like, man, tell me things, basically. You get what I'm saying? So I can be like, bro, you're tripping out, enjoy yourself, have fun. 16, you're trying to go out on a date with a girl, you're so worried about what this, that, and that, but you're not thinking about being yourself.
Yeah.
You're so worried about like, oh, there's that football player who's buffer and he's, bro, she's into you for a reason.
Yeah, she's with you. She's
Stop
not with
overthinking it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, because I think just me hearing, be myself, that translates into all aspects, right? From me talking to the girl, from me going to whatever. So in my mind, I'm always like, man, I just need to be me, accept who I am. You know what? At the end of the day, if me and this girl finally get to a point where I don't feel like I'm doing, man, let me learn how to get better. You know what I'm saying? How do I be able to learn how to make her happy? And how, and I hope women on the other end of that I think we've become so selfish as people. We think so much about ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting what I need. On the other end, she's not getting what she needs. But when do we start thinking, how do I give her what she needs? And she starts thinking, how do I give him what he needs?
Yeah.
How do we meet in the middle so we both are happy?
True.
Because honestly, like, I think definitely where I'm at in my age now, like all that shit was fun when I was in my 20s. You know what I'm
younger
saying?
you, yeah.
All this young teen, like 17 to 18, to, all that shit was fun. You know what I'm saying? Going around treating women, I thought that shit was fun. But now, where I'm at now, it's like, man, the thing that's most important is learning how do I please, not only in the bedroom, but in life, my partner. Because it's not all about me. Yeah. Some days I gotta concede. You know what I'm saying? Some days I gotta concede. Some days it's about her. And then some days it's about me. And some days it's about both of us. And that translates not only, and that's why I say we overconflate what sex is. We don't treat sex like it's just another human thing like breathing. How else we get babies? Facts. If we didn't breathe, we would be dead. Facts. If we didn't do what we do, humanity would be gone. Yeah. So we overconflate it and we treat it like it's a material thing, like it's a consumable. You know what I'm saying? We treat it like it's another thing to consume. Actually what it is just an intimate moment with you and another person. Yeah. And if you didn't, if in that moment you feel like I didn't do my best, maybe you didn't, but that's okay. You maybe just a little experience, learn, how to make that moment more rememberable and more passionate. That's what it's about. Like, fuck, because at the end of the day, if you think about it, I think we're all grown enough to know all that fake ass moaning and groaning and shit we see on camera ain't real. All them different positions they hitting and switching ain't real. It's a fucking 5 minutes. All right, stop. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he did his thing. All right. I mean, when you get that man going, get that man going again. See, reset up the position, do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you get to ours, you just start understanding the
whole
whole
done tried everything already.
Yeah.
So it's like,
to be quite honest, yeah.
We tried what we saw. Yeah, shit ain't work.
It ain't work the way it's supposed to.
It either did work or it didn't work. So we done ran through the whole whatever we saw. We tried whatever it is, and now we know. What will satisfy our partner.
And I think the only way you get better at specifically that, and there's a lot of men, because I remember me being a young man being like, damn, I'm not, fuck, and no girl ever gonna want to fuck with me. I don't know what I'm doing. But you know what, at the end of the day, when I started learning and listening to the women I was with, that's when things changed.
Keyword,
and
listen.
I had a friend when I was younger who basically put me on game to pay attention to the woman, find out what she likes, how
to satisfy her.
Because look,
shit was smooth from there.
Yeah, because look, the only reason, right, in a situation like the hall pass, right, where you get into a situation where you're like, damn, I had an amazing time, and she's worried, it's because insecurities. It's like, damn, I don't think I ever do him the right way. And now I'm worried that somebody else did. And flip that. Damn, I don't think I ever do my girl the right way. But have I ever took the time to learn? So that if she's ever in that situation, she can be like, shit. Yeah, you was good, but my nigga better. You know what I'm saying?
And you can't be scared to talk to your woman about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't talk to her about it, then how are you gonna know?
Exactly.
You gonna wait till she pushes you in a certain direction?
Exactly, man. Look, as a man, and you just gotta learn that it's okay to be a little fragile sometimes, and you're gonna feel your ego ain't gonna take you through everything, like even including the bedroom. I don't care how rich, famous, handsome, ugly you are. It's not going. You know what? The only way you get better at anything, I'm talking about rapping, to making love, to being a good partner, is by learning. You have to grow into those things. There's nothing about this world, this reality that we live in that comes easy. Unless you're a rich kid born with a silver spoon. But even that can't come easy.
It's gonna be easy.
Yeah, because you may have a motherfucking parent that's out there like, I was an oil baron, you're gonna be an oil baron. You want to be a teacher? The fuck? Hell no. You gonna run this oil company. And you're like, well, fuck, I don't want, So even them, like, real talk. So, like, nothing in this world comes easy. Everything comes with a lesson. Everything comes with a blessing. And usually what that lesson is is how to be happy, and what that blessing is your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for every aspect. We got to start treating everything like it's a consumable. Some things are more intimate. Yeah. Some things are more precious and more personal. Like, you know, some things aren't meant for us to, as a man, as a young man, yeah, you're young, you're going to gallivant with women. You're going to search the internet. You're going to do all that. But at some point you got to, like what the Bible say. When I was a young man, I did young man things. When I grew older, I had to put young man things away. That's me freelancing the words, but it's something like that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it's all about growth. It's all about, are you willing to learn? And you can't be mad at the world because you were the one that didn't want to learn.
Facts.
That's to you all you incels.
And also learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Learn from all your mistakes. Learn from all your trials and tribulations, because that's where a lot of your lessons is taught to you. If you messed up in something, and let's go relationship wise, if you messed up in one relationship, you got to understand why. Why didn't it work? So that when you go forward, you understand how to treat your next partner differently by listening to them. If you never listened before, start listening. Start learning how to cater and go forward. You know what I mean? Always learn from your mistakes, everything that you've done.
Uncle D, I think we might have to put a 18 in. We might have to put a warning before this episode.
Like I said, with the whole YouTube thing, this shit not for kids.
Yeah. Yeah, don't listen to this with your kids.
Well, I think we got enough serious talk out the way.
Yeah.
I do got a new game.
Oh yeah, new one.
Oh, we got a new one.
Y'all still got to guess. But, you know. So basically, it is something I got off of Reddit.
Well.
It's a guessing game. You had Guess the Bars. I'm going to just call it Guess Who, because there's different genres.
Guess
Today,
who?
It's going to be anime.
Okay. I'm going to suck at this one.
All I'm going to do.
I might be.
I'm just going
been
to. So,
watching
look, so before I read these off, these are anime described in the worst way possible.
Oh, Lord.
In the worst way possible.
Well, at least I could come up with, or what Reddit came up with.
God damn.
Yeah. So
just gonna tap into if we really know
genre. Genres anime.
So do we get okay? So do we get?
There's no choices. You just gotta guess off.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see
now
how tapped in.
Yeah.
Let's see how tapped in y'all. Okay. Yeah, I needed y'all a little, because when it came to the music, y'all was shitting on
we was getting a little too good.
Yeah. Let's have some fun with this one. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read them off.
Hopefully you start kind of easy.
No. It is
tier one.
It's easy.
Tier one.
This is tier one. I hope y'all can get it.
You know what's bad about this is that I'm not good with names at all. So I could probably think of somebody.
So if we say the name of the anime,
no, it's just the name of the anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the name of the anime.
Yeah, you just gotta guess the name of the anime. Not no characters or anything.
Because I'm about to say, if you're talking about characters, I'm about to say, I'm lost.
I'm not good with names of the characters, bro.
I don't know every Japanese name that I've heard.
Yeah, I'm not going that deep, bro. Yeah. Just if you can name the anime, cool.
Okay.
All right,
bet that.
All right, so here's the first one.
Uh-huh.
Friends travel overseas looking for something based on the words of a dead man.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's quite literally what I think of One Piece. That's what I'm like. These motherfuckers don't know if this shit real.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, they just going. This nigga Luffy just beating up motherfuckers just because.
You know what's crazy? If you hadn't said the dead man part, I was gonna think Pokemon, because they travel a lot on that shit too. Multiple planes.
That's true.
If you didn't say that dead man
travel overseas,
and they friends travel overseas.
Well, they do on Pokemon. Yeah, that's true.
If you never said dead man, that would be my first thought. Pokemon,
All right,
go ahead.
Second one. Child captures local wildlife and forces them to fight each other.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, okay. Tier one. All right. Tier one. All right. Cool.
See if you get this one. Hope y'all tapped in. Zesty men with schizophrenia fight other zesty men with schizophrenia.
What is that, JoJo? Yes.
I was like, yo,
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Bro, when I seen it, I was like, this is like.
I never watched it. So that's why I'm like.
I never watched it either, but
when you watch Zesty Man, I was like, wow.
But people consider that to be a really good anime, which it's not bad. But they are all little zest. They look like 80s era rock stars. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
They be doing all types of poses. I never watched the anime yet, but when you watch like little clips and shit, they be doing all type of poses and shit while they fight. I'm like, what's really going on in this anime?
JoJo is a crazy ass anime. I'll put it like that. I won't ruin nothing for y'all because I'll be sitting there like, what the fuck? Just because the anime style, the animation style, I'll be like, Jesus Christ. They could. It definitely carries that old 90s energy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like old Power Rangers, niggas be hitting. The fucking guitar. Yeah, it's definitely fucking got that energy, bro.
Yeah, that was it. This little.
So you can say I won the first round of the first new game.
Oh yeah, I didn't even let him answer. You just answered. I was like, all right.
The way he was laughing, and he didn't know it. I didn't
know that at all.
So look, I'm telling you,
the only thing I would have said for that one would have been but the way it is, it would have been Bungo Stray Dogs because they kind of are. If you watch that shit, they really kind of are
zesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, but. Even in that one, it's not really all that. So I was like, this ain't it. But it was just funny to me. That shit's funny.
JoJo's is a little bit undertoned. I think. But nah, for real. Like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. All of pretty much this month, I've been just binging everything. I've watched so much anime. I don't think I've watched anything with real people in it. In a while, like
I'm surprised how fast my wife caught back up with One Piece.
Yeah, I'm starting to pick up on it.
I watched her from the beginning.
Yeah,
all the way up. She's up to Wano now, about to go to the Kaido fight.
Yeah, I'm in Wano, and
I just got to the Kaido fight.
Yes. I just got to the first Kaido fight.
You.
Yeah, I got to the first Kaido fight where he got his ass beat through in jail.
Once you watch it, it's like right there.
Yeah. See, I know. I'm like,
no, it ain't. Don't lie to the man.
Yeah, this is my fourth time watching One Piece.
I know, but you said it's like right there. But that
from
a few hundred episodes in between to where he finally fights Kaido for real. That's a real
gap. When you watch it 4 times,
episodes. He said, "You know what? Yeah,
I already know."
Yeah, but I'm at the point where he's in there with what's his name, Kid. He's locked up in there with Kid.
Yeah.
So like
that's when he had the bandages and stuff on his face, didn't
he? He got his ass beat by Kaido. He thought he was really doing something.
Shit.
Yeah, he pulled all that shit he did on Doflamingo out. Didn't work.
Kaido showed him.
Kaido was like, bitch, beep. Yeah. Hit that nigga like a baseball. Yeah, like, bounce man what? Yeah.
Luffy ain't last for shit.
Yeah, that boy got one hit. It was knocked out cold. One thing I will say is that motherfucker was knocked out and used that Conqueror's hockey. I was like, yeah, that's cold. Luffy a cold motherfucker, boy.
Kaido told that man, you thought you was him.
Yeah.
I am him.
Yeah. King of the pirates. He said, no, king of what? I was like, oh, damn.
They had you watch Luffy
whoop ass
at everybody.
Yeah.
But the thing,
to Kaido,
but if you sit down there and think about it, Luffy really didn't One Piece damn near everybody. The man damn near died in some.
He struggled.
Crocodile gave that man the works before he actually came back.
You know what? That's why I like One Piece, right? It's because it's not just Luffy is actually learning and growing every fight. Every fight he learns, he gets better. He just pushes past whatever limit he has. Yeah. He has to because he believes in his dream so much. He believes in that dream of him being the king. He's like, whatever I have to do. If I gotta, I remember it's like in the first episodes. He's like, if I gotta die to achieve my goal, I'm okay with that. So that's why and I'm like, you know what? That's real.
Yeah, it's real shit.
That's real. It's like, man, how much do I really believe in myself? Like, hey, anime can teach you some shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's just all I gotta say. Yeah, because like you really think, like I sit there and think, like, damn. I mean, what do I go that hard about?
Naruto told you not to give up.
Yeah.
Y'all tried to clown this man. Guess what? Hokage.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly.
That's a fact. They didn't believe in that man until they had to believe in that man. He was the one that was going to save them all.
Just think about how many episodes of One Piece, and Luffy still ain't the king of pirates.
Hey,
how many
I'm okay
other
with that.
animes? But that's what I'm saying. How many other animes would have ended at like 157, and this motherfucker would have been the king? You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it. We got to look at Ash Ketchum. That
This man stayed 10 years old.
That man.
For how much
What
years?
I'm just saying though is
This man went on a 1-year run.
think if you sit down there and think about it, that man lost every championship match
and gained it back in 1 year.
and then until literally that final one he had for one championship. The man went through. That man is on a one and how many losses, bro? That man lost
Yeah, right. He did lose
until he got that one final to become the Pokemon champion.
Don't give up, bro.
Don't give up, bro.
Chase your dreams.
At the end of the day, that's the message. Don't give up on yourself.
Chase your
Keep
dreams.
moving forward. Learn the lessons. Just like Luffy, right? You get
Just like
you get
Naruto.
beat the hell up. You
Just
get your
like
head
Ash.
cracked open. Get up and say, you know what? Nah, I'm still gonna kick your ass.
Facts.
Be
You know
like
what I'm
Asta.
saying? Be like Asta.
Asta.
This nigga couldn't even. This nigga had nothing. He was told you won't ever. Now this man.
Badass.
Don't get me started on my favorite.
I'm gonna end it off.
Yeah.
At the end of the day gonna end.
Fact.
Shout outs to Glow.
At the
And they gonna end.
all right, hey. Before let's clink it up one more time.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yes.
nah.
for the run.
Peer pressure. One more clink up before we go.
Come on, brothers. Come on,
we kept it pretty. Look, my chick's still full. Well, not full, but that's good enough.
Yeah. Pour your sorrows since you're so scared.
Yeah, scary boy.
Pass me that.
Man, hell nah, bro.
Fuck you.
At least get it to half the heart.
Nope. I already felt that one.
Drink what you have.
You could replay it. You could see my
Drink
face.
what you have.
Pass me the Coke.
No. You have less than.
What drink champs taught you?
Archie.
What drink champs taught you? Shoot small.
Shoot small, baby.
I hope
Peace
you
out, y'all.
Later.
Woo!
Ugh.